Hi all, it's Zaida Velgara from Becoming I Am here with another charm reading. I hope you enjoyed it. So I already shook this up, all right? I do it off camera because it's loud AF. And then I'm just gonna grab some stuff and see what happens. Ah, two fell on the floor. I'm gonna pause out the video just to see it, okay? All right. So since these fell on the floor and each one, it was really crazy. One fell this way and one fell that way. And that's one fell in the direction of health and work, and one fell in the direction of work and love. Okay, so that's important to know because they are going in two opposite directions. And since they fell very much on the floor, sorry, breathing deep now. Since they fell really far in the floor, it lets me know that this is something that's way off beyond this reading. Okay. So this is something that's just going to keep going way off beyond this reading. We're not going to go into way off beyond the reading, but we'll talk about it. Another thing that happened is that we only have two things here, which is the work love energy and then the love energy. There's only two things that touched it. And then there's a lot going on in your health that is kind of moving in towards the love center energy. And then it kind of creates like a row up here. That's important because as it creates a row, it's telling me that's one thing right after the other. Okay. So the first thing we have is a rune. It came down backwards. I'm going to pause it and then I can give you the information regarding it. Okay, so the rune you got that was backwards is this one, and that is called La Goose. And La Goose has to do with flow. And so I think that you have not realized that you have come into a current, a riptide. I just heard. See, right now what I'm seeing, I don't know, I'm sure everybody's seen it, but the movie Nemo, you know those turtles that they catch the I forgot what that line was, but it's like the current that moves the animals really quick through the waters. I feel like you got caught in that current and you're not even sure. You're not even sure. You don't even know that you've already been caught in it, right? So you're being pulled, spiritually speaking, in a direction and it's moving you very, very quickly. So I'm expecting that from now until 2 or 3 weeks, because these readings are only about 2 or 3 weeks out, 2 or 3 weeks from the time I'm saying this, you're going to start feeling like everything is going hella fast. Okay. And you're going to be like, what the hell? It's like my kids say, it's going to feel very overwhelming because it's going to be going really, really fast. And I think this is the reason why the current that I'm seeing, it's hitting more around the health energy and then up to the work energy because it has to do something with your vocation. So it can be your spiritual vocation, your physical vocation, your emotional vocation, you know, because it can be a relationship that is divinely guided. It can be in this relationship can be a friend, family, or a partner that is divinely guided as part of your spiritual work that you came to do. It can be like an actual vocation, so like some career path that you're going through, etc. And it can also be like something that's calling your passions, right? So this is why I'm saying it's a vocation that is moving very, very quickly, and you're moving in the direction that I want to say that is aligned to you extremely fast. Now, this is very important right here because this comes along with the love energy. And the first thing we have is a yes. Let me see if you can see it. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Yes. Yes. Love energy, yes, is talking about you have received a yes from the universe. You have received a pass. Like, believe it or not, spiritually speaking, for you to be able to move into the next phase of your life, just like how it is in the 3D world, you need to pass. Okay. So, for example, you can't go into college if you don't finish high school. You can't go into high school if you don't finish middle school, right? You can't become a doctor unless you went through all the processes and get your pass to be able to go to the other side. This is what I'm feeling like, a spiritual pass. Like you've been told yes from the universe, a double yes, and something's going to eclipse out because there's a sun and a moon here. And what I see here is the energy of Scorpio and the energy of Aries very much linked to it, which is super interesting, especially because Aries is entering the sign of Neptune, and it will be there for 13 years. And this makes sense because of how far the thing of work and health, and this is all about work and health in this moment, how far this charm fell. And it is a gold charm, which I told you, for those that haven't been here before, gold charms have to do with spiritual realm, gray charms has to do with physical realm. It is a gold charm of infinity. So I'm like hearing to infinity and beyond, right? And what I'm feeling on this is that this is long term. And again, I told you Neptune will be in Aries for 13 years. So this is long term. And Scorpio, hold on one second, because I know there's something important on Scorpio. Okay, I found it. I was trying to figure out where it's really important. First of all, if you guys didn't know, the poles, North Pole, South Pole, for the eclipses will be shifting, and they will be shifting, and it will strongly influence Scorpio. But that's not what we were seeing here. It's around February 20th, Saturn conjuncts Neptune. And that is Aries at 0 degrees. And it will strongly influence Scorpio, not so much because it's on Scorpio, but because it's in the energy of Scorpio. It's a regeneration energy, and it's talking about a rebirth, and like a profound shift in the collective consciousness. So um, it's like a turning point. And so when I'm seeing Aries and Scorpio, because they fell right on top of each other, what I'm feeling is that Neptune, remember how I told you the Neptune falls into Aries, and it's super important because it's going to affect us 13 years. But the really pivotal point where it creates a shift into that rebirth energy of Scorpio will be on February 20th. So this has something to do with the February 20th energy. Okay. I know. I mean, astrology is my jam, so you're going to hear about that when you're hearing these readings. So, what I'm feeling is that you've caught a collective flow. It's a big yes from the universe. Is coming 1,000,000,000 miles an hour, and there's going to be a big turning point around February 20th. Okay, that coincides with the energy of love, which talks about your divine feminine energy and your heart space. So what you're looping towards you, for me, the heart chakra is your lasso, is the thing, like the universe gives you ideas, gives you all these different things in the third eye and the crown, but you use your lasso of your heart to lasso that and then bring it down to your earthly expression, right? Um, so what do we have? We have the swan. So it's kind of like the ugly duckling is turning into the swan. That is super important, you guys, because what it feels like is this energy of like a lot of stagnation, a lot of limitations, a lot of no, a lot of walls, a lot of setbacks, a lot of frustrations. Because you were the ugly duckling, so you were casted out because you didn't look like everybody else. And then you figured out that you were the swan. That's what that feels like. And the swan corresponds to this energy of the peak energy where it's exactly 0 degrees that is in February 20th. So make that make sense for you. Okay. The thing is, something that I just have to like talk about is the fact that on top of the word love, we have, and this is so ironic based on what I just finished telling you, a turtle. Tell me if you didn't catch that wave. You fell in that current. So it's a person that's literally been like really doing this shit, like really working. It's like so frustrating because you try, you go above and beyond, and you're just keep on pushing, and it didn't matter how much you did, it just, you never got there, and it was so freaking frustrating. And then all of a sudden it's just like you catch this stupid wave and you're going to go 100,000,000 miles an hour, and then you're going to reveal like that you were always the swan, right? And so after that, after this progression, the next thing we have is a wing. The wing feels very angelic. It also feels like being helped by the other side. And that goes along with this energy right here, which is the energy of Virgo. So you're going to be helped to check all the boxes. You're going to be helped to get the work done. You're going to be helped to, like, one right after the other, one after the other. I feel like you're going to get instructions. You're going to be helped because whoever is helping you in this movement forward, it doesn't matter if it's a school, it's training, it's some books, some resources, people online that you see, etc., podcasts, every one of us in a different energy, counselors, doctors, etc. Whoever is helping you there is helping you check all the boxes once per one so that you can continue to move in this direction that is right for you. And then we get this backwards, and this is the face of a bunny. It looks like a bunny's mask. You know those freaky bunny masks from, like, that you see from those hidden societies or whatever? That's what that looks like to me. And it came out backwards. And I feel like seeing that right after the Virgo and the angel energy, I feel like some things will be demasked, right? So there has been probably people, places, things, energies, knowledge that was limited from you because you weren't part of the group, right? You're not part of the society, but you're getting in with the in crowd, which is giving you the information you need to be able to move forward. Then we have the seahorse upside down and backwards, upside down and backwards. So it's like you can just see the back side of it, not the front side of it, and upside down. I feel like your loyalties were backwards. And because that one comes right after the mask, being part of the society, right? Being part of this group, being part of the in crowd that understands something that the rest of the crowd doesn't. Okay. And that's super important because then you're going to realize that you were doing things ass backwards, right? Because the loyalties you had, the ways that you were moving forward, etc., all those things were actually meant to limit you instead of help you expand. And now with this knowledge, this help, this checking the boxes, seeing things what it is, and being part of the in crowd, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is why this shit was so hard. I hope you guys understand that concept because it's a little bit, everybody has these misunderstandings about like inner societies, blah, 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 whole mess of stuff. And the reality is that sometimes certain groups don't share certain information because being around certain people, it can be used negatively. So sometimes you have to go through all these loops and all these checking of boxes and all this fucking frustration so that you can acquire the discipline, the persistence, the prudence, the sovereignty, the wisdom on how to do it correctly without causing great harm. And that is what I'm feeling here. After that, we have a dragonfly, but it came out backwards. And that for me is telling me that this isn't the end of your transformation. This is just the beginning. I think that because I'm seeing infinity that fell way far with health and work, I feel there's so many new things that you're going to be growing and expanding in. You think that this is it. This is where you were going to, this is what you work so hard for. But you're going to realize that once you're there, you're like, holy crap, there's so much more. And I'm going to have to do so much more. And I'm going to grow so much more. And I'm interested in this and I'm interested in that. And I'm going to do this other thing. And it's going to be so different. And the thing is that adjacent to that is this other one, the one that fell on the floor. And it's my tinker. Huh? It fell again for my hands. Hold on. There. It's Tinkerbell's Tinker, right? And that tells me that the reason why you have the dragons fly backwards is because once you start going into this, whatever this is, whatever association you're being entered into, whatever understanding, whatever concepts, etc., this knowledge that you're acquiring, it's actually going to awaken like this tinker energy inside of you. You know, Tinkerbell in Disney's Tinkerbell, she had a tendency of seeing human objects that were considered junk. And when she started working on them, she realized that you can use it in the fairy realm to make things more efficient. And it seems crazy, right? But I'm feeling that energy for you. Like, as you start learning more, blah, 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 you're going to acquire all the things that you learned of this world, right? All the things you experienced, all the patterns you went through. And you're going to use that to make this more efficient for you and for the people that come towards you. So this feels, again, I don't know, whenever I do these, this feels more work related than it does like regular stuff. Like sometimes when I do tarot, I get a lot of spiritual stuff or I get a lot of love stuff. But every time I do this, it seems like it has something to do more with your work life, right? Your 3D reality, which I'm liking. So, what I'm saying is, you're in this energy of yes. Don't let yourself be convinced that you're in the energy of no, because that's possible too. You can get off the current. If you remember, Merlin came off the current, right, to go in a different direction that was slow moving, right? But the turtles kept in the fast current. This is like, stay on this gravy train because you're there. Don't let yourself be derailed by certain people, places, things, or energies. You're on this because you deserve it. Keep going on it. Okay? I hope this helps you.